welcome back. Hopefully everyone had a chance to grab some coffee, tea. I know we're getting towards the end of the day, but I'm actually very excited to introduce our next speaker, Dominique Ritchie. If you haven't followed Dominique's Instagram page, she's been living this awesome, amazing van life. So please follow her Instagram page, check it out. It's a lot of fun, exciting content. But she has made the journey to visit us here at Sea. And so, when she's not living the van life, Dominique is the founder of In Lavender Company, a hybrid between an ad agency and a creative community. The core team specializes in developing super high-level creative in collaboration with their member-based community. And the community consists of creators, producers who all do amazing work. And the best part is they can sort of scale any budgets, and they work with independent creators. So supporting independent creators is a big deal. And I'll let Dominique talk a little bit about her session. Dominique, take it away.
Thank you everybody for being here. I'm really excited to be at Sea this year in 2022 and be back in person. It feels really nice. And I'm Dominique Ritchie, and I'm the founder of In Lavender Creative. And I'm gonna get used to using this clicker. So I specialize in videography and social strategy, and I work with my clients to achieve a social media strategy that aligns their goals and brand values with their niche audience. I also educate my clients on how to create engaging and authentic short-form video. Today we're going to be talking about why vertical video is important, how you can get started successfully, and how to create vertical videos with 4 techniques, and then finally stitching it all together. So jumping right in, because we have a lot to cover, why is vertical video important? So of course we all know we're on our phones now more than ever. So our phone naturally is in a 9:16 aspect ratio, which is also known as portrait position or vertical video. And it takes up most of the real estate or all of the real estate on your phone. So when you're scrolling on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, that's what you're going to see, is that whole visual taking up the whole screen, rather than taking a horizontal video and then seeing it it's a bit of a jarring image to see when you're scrolling to see a horizontal video. So everything now is shifting to vertical video. It's also what viewers are expecting to see, and therefore it creates familiarity, and therefore you're going to have a better performance and higher engagement. So to get you started successfully, you want to prepare yourself for filming. And you're going to need to change your settings in Instagram and TikTok to allow for higher quality uploads. You're also going to want to change your phone settings. And so this is 4K at 60 frames per second. When you change these settings, when you're taking video, you're going to use up a lot more of your phone storage a lot quicker. So having available storage of up to 2 gigabytes is crucial. You also want to make sure that your phone is fully charged before you're going out in the field. That way you're not having either a dead phone or you're getting that notification on your iPhone that says your phone is out of storage, and you're trying to scroll through your phone and select a bunch of videos and trying to delete frantically while you're in a beautiful location that you're trying to film. Oh, I missed a point there. You also want to consider using a tripod or a gimbal for stability. I am a solo traveler, so I use a tripod all the time. And this is really nice if you're going to be doing a scene where you're walking away or walking back towards the camera. You can do a dance. It's just great. And also consider taking multiple clips from different angles. And this is so that when you're going back and looking at the clips that you've taken afterwards and stitching everything together, you may notice that a view of something from one angle looks a lot different or looks better than a view from another angle. This is also taking these multiple angles is another way to help keep your viewers engaged, as our attention span is now less than 7 seconds. So walk through with me as we change your phone settings. You can do this now or just use this for reference for later. I don't think it's loading. Not sure. Oh, I can't see it on the screen. Let's start that again. Okay, so walking through then, in your settings of your phone, you're going to scroll down until you see the camera icon. And then you're going to go into record video, and then 4K at 60 frames per second, and then turn on HDR video. That's pretty straightforward. And then in Instagram, if you don't already know, you're gonna go to those top 3 lines in the right corner, and then you're going to scroll to account, click on account, go into data usage, and then turn on high quality uploads. And then here's for TikTok. Once you're in the post screen and you are ready to post, go down into more options at the bottom, and then turn on high quality uploads. Perfect. Do we have any questions so far? Okay. So moving forward into creating vertical videos, we have 3 options. And option 1 is to film directly within Instagram or TikTok. I don't like to do this as much because the video quality overall is not going to be as good. Option 2 is to film with your phone camera and then edit in a third-party app such as Canva or CapCut and then upload to social. Option 3 is going to be filming with your phone camera and then editing in Instagram or TikTok, which is what we're going to do today. So filming with your phone, and this is known as panning. This is my very favorite technique. I do it all the time, and this comes from the word panorama. So remember that you can always speed up or slow down a video once you take it. So this is panning from the right to the left. You can also pan from the left to the right, and you are able to, because you are able to pan from the right to the left, in CapCut, you can actually reverse the video and go from left to right afterwards. So this is very simple, panning from left to right. And I personally like to hold my phone nice and close to my body, so I'm getting a nice, stable image, just like that. Filming with your phone on the second point is vertical panning. So this is my dog Kaya. I have a 3-year-old blue heeler. And this is panning from the ground up. So my tip is to start low to the ground and move higher up, or vice versa. So when you're walking, you can kind of pan up as so. You can also pan down. Or in this video, I'm actually squatting and coming up. It's a great exercise. And then third is using a tripod. This is great. You can also crop the orientation afterwards to straighten the video if your landscape line is not quite straight. So this is me just walking away. So you can walk away from the tripod, you can run away, run back, do a dance, have fun with it. And then the fourth one is consider dead space. And I think Derek was calling it white space in the other presentation. Really what you're looking for is where you want to add your text. So think ahead of time, what story is it that you want to tell? Where you want to put the text on the screen. So in this video, I didn't take a very good video here. Sorry, how do we play this again? There we go. So seeing that again, you can see all the dead space on the top there. And you can use that to add text, which is really nice, or you should be keeping your object more in the center of your video so that you're not having that extra space that's taking away from the object that you're trying to film. Do we have any questions so far? Okay. So now we're going to talk about stitching it all together. So some video features here that I'm going to show you. Keep in mind that when you're creating these videos, you can save them in Instagram without the audio, and you can use them on all of your other social channels. This is a really great way to repurpose your videos. So this is me, and what we're going to do is look at the audio on that first left-hand side are all the features we're going to talk about now. And this is selecting your music. So you can see that trending up arrow. Sorry, Blaine, if you want to pause there. Thanks, Blaine. That didn't pause, I don't think. Not pausing? Not pausing? Okay. So in that other screen, you saw the music. And when you see that up arrow, you're looking at all the trending audio, and you can also see the length of the audio clip that you want to, the length of the audio for the clip that you want to use, so you can select an appropriate audio. Coming down then into the next one, you can see that sparkly icon, and that's a filter. So you can add a filter in at the beginning, or you can add a filter in later. So there's trending, reels, appearance. You can just have fun with it. Okay, you can unpause. Okay, so now we're going through reels and appearance. So you can do like twists and have lots of fun. Coming down into the timer, Blaine, if you could pause it one more time for me. You've got 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 60 seconds, and 90 seconds. And you can choose a duration right at the beginning of what you're filming. I always like to stick it on 90 seconds. That way when I'm recording or uploading clips, I'm able to have the full duration to play around with. If you begin with 15 seconds, then you're limiting yourself to only editing within 15 seconds. And once you start adding clips, you're not actually able to change that duration. So stick with 90 seconds and that will set you up for success. And you can unpause it. And then, of course, now here is how you can change to record a slow video or a 2 times or 3 times video. And Blaine, if you could pause it. Thank you. And so that's really nice. You can record in real time and it will play back to you in slow-mo or at 2 times or 3 times speed. The really nice thing about using your phone, for example, for recording, instead of using Instagram in this instance, is that, of course, you can edit and slow down and speed up your clips in CapCut. This is the grid feature, so you can take half of this screen and record one thing, and then half the screen and record another. And Blaine, you can unpause. And I don't really use this feature very often, but if you want to get creative, you can have fun with it. And this grid feature is showing you that you can have up to 6 squares. That'll show you there in the layout. Perfect. And then from here, I'm going to show you the timer. So the timer is 3 seconds or 10 seconds. Again, if you're using a tripod, this is great. So it counts down automatically for you. And then you can record your clip. I use this all of the time for creating reels on Instagram or TikTok. And this is a dual feature. This is also really handy. Blaine, if you could pause one more time. We'll have to do this a few times. So what you're going to do is, if you could flip that on the bottom right corner, you can see to flip the screen, then you could be up in that little box speaking to whatever it is that you're showcasing. Whether it's a landscape feature or you're showing some food or drinks or anything like that, you could be speaking to it, which is really a fun feature of Instagram. And you can unpause there. And this is the align feature. This is a really kind of funny thing to use. I don't use it very often, but it's Instagram's way of creating seamless transitions. So once you've recorded a clip, it will pause at the end of that, and you click on the align, and it will frame you, and then you can step away, have an outfit change, put on sunglasses, do whatever you'd like, and then you can come back and align yourself as close as possible, and then that allows for a seamless transition. So here we go. Sorry. All right. So here I'm going to be showing you how I create a reel in Instagram. And I've chosen 3 clips here that are showcasing Kai and Mai's life and what we love to do all the time. We travel a lot, and so we quite often go to the ocean. And if you could pause there for me. Well, quite often we go to the ocean, the mountains, the desert. And so I've chosen 3 clips there. And what Instagram is doing now is copying TikTok a little bit, where they're giving you a suggested audio. So if you're uploading clips, it will automatically bring you to the screen where it will give you a suggested audio. And if you could unmute and unpause.
Walk at the pace of the breeze. I just wanna slow down my mind. I just wanna slow down.
And mute. Mute, yeah. So that's an example of something that does not fit the vibe. So I actually really like this. You can unpause as well. That's perfect. Thank you, Blaine. So I like that first one. And I should be showing you next. You can then click on the music icon and you can change that audio. If one of the suggested audios does not work for you, or you have a trending audio that you want to use, go ahead and choose that here. You can also change that area if you saw on that last screen, but I'll show you again in a minute. You can change the section of the song that you would like to use. So here, yeah, you can see all the trending audio in your saved section. So coming back into the clip now, the next thing that I like to do is think about the story that I'm trying to tell. And in this situation, I'm trying to show the experience that Kai and I have all the time. So we were first showing the ocean, and then we were showing the lakeside, and we were showing the prairies. So here I'm using everything to be left-hand justified. I like to keep my text left-hand justified. It's, again, really easy for the viewer to see, reading from left to right. And then I like to add all of my text in first and think about the story I'm trying to tell. As Derek was saying in the other presentation, keeping things really concise and breaking it down into bite-sized pieces. I'm trying to use less words to explain the same thing. So here, I'm also gonna add in a little emoji, Kai's little paw prints. I like to add in emojis as well. So from here, once I've had everything, I've spaced everything out. And the reason I've done that and like lined everything up and spaced everything out is so that once I'm gonna go through and move the words around, they're actually really easy to grab. So here now I've gone down and I've selected from the ocean side, and I'm just adjusting where that is going to end. And then when I'm moving on to the lake side, I'm gonna be bringing the front of that clip forward, and I'm gonna be adjusting it to where the ocean side phrase ends, and then right where the clip is about the prairies, where that begins. And I'm gonna be doing that with every phrase all the way through. And because Kai and I love to travel, that phrase is gonna be at the very end, and in that same last clip, I'm actually ending and the prairies a little bit sooner. So as you can see that there. So I just move it, you have to move really slowly, just right until and the prairies ends. And that's perfect. So once I've done that, I'm going to make sure that it is all exactly how I want it to be, playing it through, and making sure, going back, making sure that the phrases begin and end exactly where I want. So just making sure that I've lined it up exactly how I was hoping. So we're just playing this through. We could put the music on again, but it's okay this time. Once I've done that, then I'm gonna want to position the words where I want them on the screen so that it's visually appealing overall. And while I'm doing that, I'm also color matching to the video. So you just use the color wheel and you can drag and drop. The other thing that's really nice here is, of course, all the fonts that you can change. So you can have a background or no background after you do a color match. That A that looks like it's flying is really fun. Every single font has a different feature. This one's really nice because it looks like a typewriter, but I always actually use that one on the far side. A nice thing that we always talk about is consistency. So in your reels for your clients or for yourselves, using a similar font is, again, what your viewers, what your audience is expecting to see, and it creates a familiarity. So now I'm just positioning all the words and the phrases to different positions. Don't want to cut off any faces or puppy faces. And then also the train tracks, so those are kind of in the way as well. So shifting that up and color matching there. So in the prairies, I'm going to be using a nice gold from the grass. You could maybe unmute it here. Please, Blaine. Thank you. Maybe that's going to be a little bit broken up as you're editing. You can mute it. As you're, that's perfect. As you're editing, you want to have your AirPods in so you're not disturbing the people next to you. Perfect. So moving that all up, and I think I made a bit of a oopsies there. So I'm just repositioning where Kai and I love to travel begins. And then once I've done every step of the way, I just like to watch it over again. It's really quite a process. Creating your own reels takes a lot of time and commitment. That's perfect. And here at the From the Oceanside waves, yeah, I've just put in waves and added the little emoji waves. And then you can unmute it one more time. We just love this song.
I just wanna slow down my mind.
Okay, you can mute it. That's perfect, thank you. And so then I'll show you some more tricks afterwards, but then you come into this edit the cover page, and you can add an image from your camera roll here. So I really like to use an image from my camera roll, something that I've actually taken with a quality camera. You're gonna get a higher quality image. I also kind of mix it up, and I also will use a cover image from my reel as well. I love the ocean, and it really gives you the perspective of what the viewer can expect in the reel if you're using an image that's within the reel itself. Then you shift over into profile grid, and then what you're able to do is shift up and down how that reel is going to show on your feed, and that is crucial to be making sure that your words aren't going to be cut off on the top or the bottom, so that your feed and your grid is visually appealing as well. All right. So here's some bonus tips that I didn't mention in the previous video. So I'll just review them first before I press play on the screen recording, just so we don't get cut off. So again, the really important thing is that you're able to save your video and use it on other social channels. Repurposing is just key to time saving. You're able to change the music in that top. We're gonna be talking about that top bar there. Change the music as you wish. You can also add in a voiceover that I will show you. You can add in filters if you haven't already at the very beginning. Add in stickers and polls to increase engagement. Add in some sound effects and reorder your clips. And then you can also add transition between the clips. So we'll just go over that. You cannot save your audio from Instagram because of copyright purposes. So you would be saving without audio. Here you can adjust your own camera volume. Maybe you want to have your camera volume up as well as some background audio. You're able to add in those sound effects there. You can shift where you're playing, like which part of the song you're choosing to play in the reel. And there's some sound effects that you can add in that are really fun if you want to play around with those. And then there's also the voiceover option. And then now coming into your clip, so touching in that bottom left corner, here are the transitions that Instagram offers. This is why I love to use CapCut, because you have available to you a lot more options. But here are some really fun ones that you can play with, and those are just transitioning between the clips that you have available to you there. And then of course you can use the reorder option, and then you can reorder your clips. Now this is of course something you'd also want to do before you've edited and added words to your reel. Here's where you can add in the filters afterwards if you hadn't already at the beginning. And then most importantly is that sticker button on the top right. Instagram now allows you to add in polls or quizzes or sliders, so you can add those in, and then the viewers are allowed to engage with your reel. A really great way to boost your engagement. All right, so deleting that. The last thing that you can do is add you can draw. You can draw on your video if you want to draw. I don't personally use this feature, but if you wanted to add a swirl or a heart, you can color match again, do a heart or do a flower, and that's really fun. You can also you can edit all your words here. You can add more text on the screen. And here's just some examples. Perfect. Yeah. All right. So overall, the recap, it's very hard to in a half-hour session, give you all the tips and tricks, but here's the recap of what we've gone over today. So vertical video, it takes up the most real estate. It's what everyone is moving to, and it's just what's most familiar. And we want to make sure that we're capturing and taking the highest quality videos possible right from the beginning. So everything, the ground up, is where you're going to have the most success. You want to move slowly for panning and consider dead space. So again, moving really slow and being really steady. So you could use a gimbal if you wanted to pan something far away from your body. If you just have your iPhone, then just keeping yourself really steady or just moving really slowly and remembering that you can speed up your video afterwards. Considering dead space is really important again, just because you want to make sure that you are planning ahead for the story that you want to tell. So do you want to be further away and have your subject object being further away so you can type around the object, or do you want to maybe have a voiceover instead and then have your object take up most of the screen? And then you want to use your clips to just have fun, create unique and engaging videos, and that's the best part of it, is just being authentic and telling your own story in your own way, and that will be what truly shines. And this will be kind of it for questions. So please let me know if you've got any questions. I'd love to answer anything I didn't touch on. And I thank you so much. It's been a real pleasure to be here. I'm really excited to go to Kensington Market with you all. And if you've got more questions, I'll be happy to give more tips and go over anything else. So thank you so much. Do you have some questions? Yes.
Do you shoot your video differently depending on whether you're going to do a story or a reel?
So the question, yeah, the question is, do I shoot differently if I'm going to be doing a reel versus a story? Yes, I do. Yeah. Now Instagram allows you to do up to 60 seconds in a story, so you could take a longer video. But generally in a story, I'm more so capturing one specific moment, like a full 15 seconds. But in a reel, I'm more so focused on taking like shorter clips. So I might actually still take a longer clip if I'm trying to capture a bunch of moments, but I'm going to be stitching much shorter clips together, like 3 to 5 seconds. Yeah. Does that answer your question? Yeah. Any other questions? Do we have any questions from online? Oh, is this where they are? What kind of gimbal do you use or prefer? Ooh, I think just like the first generation one is the only one that I've actually used, but it's the one that's specific to your iPhone. I'll have to find out what model it is that I was recommended. I don't personally use one. I just use a tripod. You said, what is a gimbal? Yeah. It's like that's also a really great question. It's a tool that you use that your phone sits in, and it stabilizes your phone, your phone for you. So when you're taking video, your phone can be moving in a funny way, but it actually creates a really stable visual for you. Awesome. Any other questions? Go ahead.
Do you know of any websites that will match up TikTok audios to Instagram audios? Because sometimes they're like 2 to 3 seconds off, so if the transitions are built for the audio clip, you can't repurpose that video. You have to remake it entirely.
Are you saying that would you be starting with TikTok or would you be starting with Instagram?
I'd start with Instagram. Secondary TikTok, but do you know of any websites that match audios?
No, I don't know of any websites that match audio. I do it all manually myself, so I actually screen record all of my audio. So if I find a trending audio, whether it be on TikTok or Instagram, I screen record it. Is that what you do as well? Yeah, and then I extract the audio from our screen recording, and then I add that into CapCut. And then that way, when I'm adding in my clips, I can like make sure the transition is perfect. But yeah, when it's a little bit off, if you are using CapCut, then you can almost see where it's beginning a little bit off on TikTok, and then you can actually just edit your clip in a little bit from either the beginning of it or the end of it. I don't know if that helps. Yeah. Hey, you're welcome. Any other questions? Go ahead. Oh, thank you. Oh, they're here. This is great. The gimbal I use is OHEM. It works with iPhones or Android. What do you suggest for music? Yeah, a lot of music does have cursing. It depends. It's kind of funny with my clients with different Instagram accounts. You actually you're shown different audio based on what you search. So I would, yeah. The best thing to do is find, even if like, depending on what your niche is, but find videos and reels. Like I spend a lot of time scrolling, and not to necessarily watch, but to listen to different music. And sorry, I'm getting distracted by that other question. Scrolling for different music, and then once you find a scene that you like or a style that you like, start to like those videos, engage with those videos, and then Instagram will show you more. But for music, I truly find trending audio that's less than 20,000 videos created. Quite often I try to find audio that has 800 or less views already. Sometimes I also throw in a video with audio that has over 30,000 videos already created. But yeah, that's the best thing to do. If I find a song that has like some cursing in the beginning, I'll actually just like use a section of the audio that doesn't have any cursing in it. if I really need to use that style of audio. So it has a really fun transition. But yeah, I would definitely avoid cursing. Again, it depends on what your niche is, but I think everything that's like very lighthearted. And you know, even though we all search for trending audio and we're all trying to run in this rat race of trying to keep up with what's trending, truly when you are creating video that is authentic to your brand and the message that you're trying to convey, and you keep that consistency across the board. I've seen accounts with over 100,000 followers and all they ever have is original audio, and they just do whatever fits the video the best, because when you have, it's like a movie, when you have a soundtrack that really fits the vibe of what you're messaging, it will perform extremely better than trying to fit in with what someone else has already created. And yes, DJI gimbals apparently is the way to go. Yes, I think you can have access to it. And yeah, if you have any questions too, things I didn't cover, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram and ask me questions. If you want to send me your draft videos and you want feedback, happy to do that for you as well. Yeah, do we have any other questions that I missed? It's hard to see with the light. I think we're okay. All right, well, thank you so much, everyone. And yeah, it was a pleasure. Thank you.